liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show only on KBLA Talk 1580.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule. 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Our baby can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in to First Things First with the Queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Happy Monday. God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is called First Things First, and my very first thing every single day, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And let's go. This is Monday Strong. That's what we got going on around here. And the way we do things, the first day of your week, Hour 1, we look local, what's happening on the left coast side of town. Hour 2, we start off with Mindful Monday to get ourselves in alignment with purpose and intention. Then we open up the phone lines. We do national, international, and beyond. And in the third hour, we do a deep dive with a hot topic. Well, it's the last Monday of the month, so it's Black Marriage Monday, and we'll be learning a thing or two about relationships from an expert in the space. Those of us who are not married and perhaps aspire to a future relationship, and those who are and want to keep it strong, whether you got some black love going or you are the Rainbow Coalition, it's all good. The principles apply. We still call it Black Marriage Monday. That's what we got going on today. As usual, you're invited in every hour at 800-920-1580. Love your input, your feedback. Even when you yell at me, it's interesting. Boring is not what we do around here. It's a dialogue, not a monologue. So 800-920-1580. You can also join in the comments on the YouTube channel, which is KBLA 1580. Hello. And that's always rather robust. And you can watch because we're streaming live each and every day. It is the last Monday of the month. The other thing that happens the last Monday of the month is this guy named James Farr joins me. He is a contributor to the LA Progressive, got his own show on KBLA now, Conversation Live, Altadena Rising. He's a dad and a producer of film festivals and other such things. James Farr, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. How you doing?
I'm blessed, highly favored. How art thou?
You know what? I'm here. I'm excited. I'm also in that an unfamiliar space. My daughter left to go to college last week, and so
yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and it's really hitting.
Yeah. How's your wife holding up?
Oh, wifey's great.
So you're the one crying is what you're saying?
Well, you know, my eyes sweat occasionally, especially
gotcha.
for things that I love dearly and am passionate about. But, you know, letting go and your firstborn, it's an adjustment.
You have two.
Yes.
So you guys are not quite empty nesters. In fact, it's going to be a minute because you got a space between your...
It's like refinancing your house, right? So I got one in college and one in elementary school. Right. So we still got to do middle school all over again and high school and this whole other cycle. But
well, congratulations, though. I mean, I feel like getting them... Now, if they graduate college, that's even a bigger bonus.
Sure.
But I feel like if we get them to college, into college... Mm-hmm. We have done a big part of our job.
Yeah, and I'm so excited. I mean, we're proud HBCU parents now that she chose to be in a space and in proximity with community, with folks that are like her and find her tribe. And I'm excited for her future, but that's still my baby girl.
No doubt. Well, congrats to you and the family. It is definitely back to school time. A lot of my friends are, paying tuition and taking their kids somewhere.
That part.
And I mean, look, you can always go to community college, but for some reason, we don't always look at that.
Well, I
option.
mean, it was on the table, but she had a very good education through the public school system that prepared her for this next step. So we essentially haven't paid tuition since she was in like pre-K and stuff like that. So, you put a couple of dollars aside and...
Yeah, I mean, that's smart. And the thing about it is that's why a lot of people will move out to the Pasadena-Altadena area where you live, because they are supposed to have great schools.
Yeah, elementary, she went through a dual immersion program, so she's literate and fluent in Mandarin. She went to Loxa Performing Arts High School over on Cal State LA's campus, which has a very rigorous academic component to it. But this next step takes her to the East.
Well,
DMV.
She'll be very well rounded, and she's already very employable, which is good. So a lot going on as usual, and it's hot. LA Times had an article. I guess the heat wave is supposedly ended yesterday, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Maybe here in LA.
Yeah. Oh, is it a heat wave out?
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah. I mean, I know Inland Empire, but I just don't think about, I guess, Pasadena, Altadena, the differences between.
Very dry heat, no wind.
Yeah. Well, apparently, and shout out to Andy. Andy is holding it down for Miles.
What up, Andy?
This week. We are in good hands. But apparently, the doctors, especially in emergency rooms, are saying, and this is from the LA Times, that we need to pay more attention to heat. And doctors need to be more educated about it, because not only can you have heat stroke, heat exhaustion, or there's another one. I don't know. There's 3 different heat diseases that you get. And heat stroke is the most serious, and people die from it. Not only that, but people that already have existing conditions are more likely to kick the bucket in extreme heat. So that means what they're saying is a lot of times doctors don't even attribute it to the high temperatures. They just think, oh, they died from diabetes, asthma, whatever it might be, when in fact it's the heat putting pressure on the body, which activates that dis-ease.
I mean, that's why it's important, you're going to do activities, try to do them early in the day. That hours between 2, 3 is when the sun is at its highest peak. And so I even felt the last couple of days, and my dog went crazy because I wasn't walking him as much, because it's like your body heats up and you can't cool down.
Right. Well, plus, the doggies can burn their paws.
That's what I heard.
So you can either have to get them doggy shoes or don't walk them.
Or you get up at 6.
You get up at 6.
Crack of dawn and do that.
6 is not the crack of dawn, James. The crack of dawn.
For most people,
like
except
5.
for you, Dominique.
I think 3 is the crack of dawn. Yeah, well, shoot. At least I'm not doing front page anymore when I had to be at work at 4:15.
Yeah, I mean, you're up. You're an early riser.
I'm living that good life now. I don't have to be here till 5:59 and 30 seconds. Look, you're invited in every hour, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. But it is true. Like, we got to check on our neighbors, especially those that are older adults. If power goes out and you have a generator, think about it. If you can't get your insulin in the fridge, or
right.
you can't cool down because it's been hot at night. So if you're like me and you don't have air conditioning in your house.
Well, one of the things we've learned just coming through this latest disaster and everything is, like, I have a power source now, right? Backup power source. It's charged, ready to go. It can get us through a few hours. It's not a long-term solution or a generator, but at least in the immediacy, if we lose power, I have something that we can plug into, get our phones plugged up, maybe a fan or space heater or
That's
something.
smart.
Yeah.
It's got to feel extra scary? I mean, I know it's not windy this time, but all these fire advisories and heat warnings, living out there in Pasadena's got to feel extra scary.
You know, it's different. It's different because there's a certain awareness, 7.5 months out. But, this is Southern California fires and nothing new. It's, as Mayor Bass told me, there is no fire season anymore, right? It's
always fire season.
It's always fire season now.
Yeah. So you don't feel traumatized by it. You just look at it as it's a condition of living around here.
No, I don't feel traumatized because my proximity to when the fire hit and what I had to deal with is far different than those who had flames 100 yards from their door, right? So I can see that being a little bit different. I'm traumatized by seeing Southern California Edison power lines, which are the causation of the fire, which is in my neighborhood, which is in my backyard. That's triggering every day.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, and of course the LA Times, amazingly, considering the direction they've taken, points out that a lot of the areas that are hottest and hardest hit are lower income areas where they don't let us have the tree canopy for some reason. Places like Skid Row, where if you're stuck outside, you're going to be hot all day. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't cool down, you're going to be hot all night. Mm-hmm. So it's a health equity issue, a racial justice issue. And hopefully the doctors are starting to look and say, you know what, this climate emergency has health impacts. So when it gets crazy hot like this, we need to take that into account when folks show up in the ER, because it's a real thing. People die from heat every single day. And you're right, Andy, we got to hydrate even more than usual. James Farr is here. I'm Dominique DiPrima. Andy's here. You're invited in, 800-920-1580. Or unapologetically progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus,
Y'all
Ohio.
ready for Gillette's best shave? Try Gillette Labs with 5 ultra-thin blades, a built-in exfoliating bar, a precision trimmer on the back for sharp lineups. Gillette Labs delivers that smooth shave. Plus, and check this out, with one refill, you'll get up to 30 shaves. And on average, the blades last 50% longer than Gillette Fusion. Got something special coming up and you gotta look good? Check out Gillette Labs, the best a man can get. Gillette Labs also available in heated.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change, with workshops workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now, we're back to me, Dominique DiPrima, but also James Farr. He's in the studio with me. And I want my credit, doggone it.
What credit?
I want my doggone credit. First things first is the farm team of KBLA Talk 1580. It is the absolute farm team. How's it going on Saturdays?
Saturdays is going. We're about 24 episodes in, coming up on 24 episodes.
And how did that show come to be? That's what I'm talking about. I want my credit. 20 episodes in is good, James. You're a radio veteran now.
23. You know what? Almost. I'm on my way. No, first of all, of course, you planted the seeds by and watered the seeds here. The event created the need for the show, and I believe you and Tavis kind of huddled up, and next thing I know, it was
that is exactly right. Me and Tavis huddled up.
Here's a microphone like 16 days later.
Yeah, well. God is good. But, I mean, obviously it's Tavis's show. He decides who gets to a show and who doesn't get a show. This is his baby. But we are the freaking farm team, and I want my credit.
You got it.
Some of the best shows on KBLA, some of the best hosts come out of this room, and James is one of them. So if you haven't heard his show, Altadena Rising, Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, it's Saturdays at 10.
Because if you can do time with Dominique, you can prove yourself because it's tough.
Here we go.
It's tough in here. It's tough in here.
Cry me a river.
It is tough.
Look, homie. If you want to be on a Super Bowl team, you got to do a Super Bowl workout, and that's what it is.
I'm with you. I'm right there with you. But the show is going great. The response is great. I'm hearing from listeners across the world. People across the country. I providing the space for people locally to, talk about what's going on. There's a bit of a story arc that we're trying to follow, but it's, I think it's important for people to know. Externally, you think people are just rebuilding, right?
Yeah. Well, you hope.
It's not what people think. About 150 permits have been issued. I only know 2 black families who have actually put a shovel in the ground, and so. There are a lot of financial gaps.
2 black families.
2.
Wow, that's
2.
Sad, but not surprising.
And you can hear the Emerson family this Saturday, who is one of those families that have broken ground. I had
to rebuild.
Yeah. I had the privilege of being at their groundbreaking ceremony last week.
Nice.
But it's a difficult thing for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're there tracking it because you've got that big Virgo energy, which means you're thorough, and we'll know. We'll know we're getting an accurate tracking of what's happening. So thank you for that. Molly Bell says, Dominique, you brought James Farr to us prior to the fires. Now he has his own show, and we know him even more intimately. Love to y'all. Nice, Molly Bell.
Thank you, Miss Molly Bell. Always hugs and love and support. And, Molly Bell is a real one, though.
For sure.
I'm a fan.
Terry, well, you should be. Terry says, you look conservative. You don't look progressive.
What does conservative look like? What
I
does
don't know.
progressive look like?
It could be that little, paperboy cap and the glasses.
Well, I mean, Dr. West had a whole different take on that. So, Terry, you have to listen to the show.
What did he say? He said you don't look conservative?
He said something much more flattering and complimentary of my aesthetic, right?
That's how he is. He's always uplifting
so it's just gratuitous is what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's gratuitous. I'm just saying that's Dr. West. He always has something kind to say about everybody.
Okay.
Unless your name is DJT.
I'm gonna sit right now. I'm gonna sit in the space that I had with him. But no, brother Terry, I think I self-identify as a husband, a father, and a black man, because a black man is what you see first.
You self-identify. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
You're confusing me right now. How
So
would you
what-
not self-identify as a father when you go home and the kids are going, Dad, Dad?
Because some fathers
You go like, I
some-
don't identify as a father. Leave me alone.
Because some fathers are part time, some fathers are no
I got you.
time,
I
and
got you.
some and those things. So that label of I look like a conservative and not a progressive. I don't even know what that means, right?
Well, he's got his Dina LA Love shirt on.
I don't think you can get any more progressive.
Maybe you
than
need
I
some
am.
locks or something.
Some locks.
I don't know. I don't think your wife
Need to
might.
change my name or something, called James Love. Yes.
Now that's too throwback.
That's too throwback.
You need anyway. Yeah.
All right.
But Jacqueline Anderson says love Altadena Rising.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. And E.C. Courtney says month of the Virgo man, Brother Farr, we win.
Always.
All right.
That's right. It is Virgo season.
It's Virgo
That's how you were
season.
supposed to start the show off.
Is
with
it your doggone birthday?
It's coming up.
Is it your birthday today, though?
No, I said acknowledge
think so.
Virgo season. I didn't say acknowledge my birthday. I'm saying
It's Michael Jackson's birthday this week, so we know it's Virgo season.
Yeah.
Friday is MJ's birthday.
I think the greatest minds.
When is your birthday again?
September 7th.
Okay.
The greatest minds.
No way.
are
Did I know
Virgos.
that already?
Probably, but it's a small
Happy
detail.
birthday in
Yeah.
advance.
You,
I have it on my calendar. I know that.
That's fine. I mean, you haven't forgotten that the greatest
Doggone
minds
it, that's
are
Eazy-E's
Virgos.
birthday.
It is.
That's
Dr. West's father's birthday. I mean, there are a lot of great Virgos, and I think the
and
greatest
my niece
Virgo
Julia, that's her
minds
birthday. Mm-hmm.
around here are all Virgos. Tavis.
Okay. Well, I'm not taking up that fight. I know you're trying to pick a fight with me. God bless y'all. Y'all do things the way you do things, and we're grateful for it.
Yes.
And we're gonna leave that right there.
With
James.
care.
Care is one way to describe it. Yeah. So a lot of Altadena, Pasadena people got mad because Kenya Barris, who's a big TV guy, he created Blackish, and other hits, has teamed up with Mike Epps to do a sitcom, a comedy show that was meant to be based in Altadena, Pasadena. And a lot of people were angry, saying you can't laugh at our pain. It's not fair. It's not right. Maybe I had a little more latitude toward them because I'm a Screen Actors Guild member. I've been on television shows, and I know if they're talking about it now, it won't be actually on TV for another 6 months to a year. But you were one of those people that wasn't feeling it, right, James?
No, I mean, initially, Jill Monroe, host of RSVP here on the station, reached out to me for
Our entertainment show.
Another
Great host who didn't start here, by the way, in this room.
How'd you miss that? Anyway, she reached out to me for kind of my thoughts and whatnot, and my initial reaction was there's nothing funny happening right now. I love both Mike Epps and Kenya Barris. I love their brand of comedy, but I think in this moment, people are still trying to put their lives together. And while I get that laughter can be healing, there's nothing funny, Dominic.
But it's, first of all, it wouldn't be out until another year from now, probably.
And people still won't be home another year from now.
And that's true. And second of all, the premise is where the comedy comes from. They're not going, ha, 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 people lost their homes. It's because these two brothers are forced to move in with each other because one is displaced by the fires. And their interaction, I mean, sitcoms are situational.
Right.
It's the situation, not Altadena. Well, apparently they've changed the location. They're keeping the show, but it will no longer be based in Altadena.
I think the people spoke. I think they listened. I want to believe that they didn't intend to announce that, or that was a very low budget focus group. They really took the temperature of how the audience would respond. The backlash was immediate. What I didn't know prior to, had never heard, that Kenya was from Altadena. I've never heard that. prior to the announcement
Did
of
that
this.
change how you feel about it?
It absolutely changes how I feel about it. I mean, because who has the right to tell a story, right? People could argue, why are you talking about it? Why am I talking about it? Why is everybody else talking
you
about it?
live over there.
Yeah, but still, it's.
And I talk about it because it's my job. But you're right. It does. I think it makes a difference. But I also think that it could have been a missed opportunity because it continues to bring the conversation to Altadena. You know what I mean?
I agree.
When it's out of the headlines, when it's no longer a hot topic, having...
Well, it's hot every Saturday at 10 a.m. It's in the conversation live.
And you have a very popular show, but, Mike Epps is a huge star.
Absolutely.
Kenya Barris is a huge star. I don't agree, but I would obviously defer to those who are suffering through this.
Sure.
If y'all don't want it, then
I'm not qualified to talk about TV and that kind, but it's not a Treme. It wasn't going to be a Wire. I imagine it's going to be it would have been a soundstage.
Hold that
produced.
thought.
Yeah.
We've got news, traffic, and sports. You know the clock.
Yeah.
We'll be continuing this conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Kilmar Abrego Garcia could be deported to Uganda after rejecting a plea deal. His lawyer says the Trump administration is using deportation threats to punish him.
It is preposterous that they would send him to Africa, to a country where he doesn't even speak the language, a country with documented human rights violations.
Abrego was wrongly deported to El Salvador earlier this year and now awaits trial in Maryland. President Trump is threatening to pull funding for Baltimore's Key Bridge, saying he may rethink the decision after clashing with Black Governor Wes Moore. Moore warned that cutting funds would hurt Maryland's economy and the nation's supply chain. And Cleveland Browns rookie QB Shedeur Sanders says he'll obviously make the roster despite a rough preseason finale with just 14 passing yards and 5 sacks. He says he aims to become a franchise-changing player. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
In Sylmar, a car fire has the 3 right lanes blocked on the 5 southbound before the 405, so your drive is stacked all the way from the 14. Long Beach, it looks like a fender bender is on the right lane of the 91 westbound before Cherry Avenue. As CHP tries to clear that, you're seeing some delays there as well. And in Anaheim, a stalled vehicle is on the center divider, 91 westbound before Euclid Street. CHP is currently running a traffic brake to clear it, so expect some slowing.
You deserve a car that thrills you, a car that puts goosebumps on your goosebumps. At Nissan, they've got everything from turbocharged SUVs to 100% electric vehicles that'll make your heart beat faster. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers hit 4 home runs Sunday to crush San Diego 8-2. Freddie Freeman went deep twice. Shohei Ohtani and rookie Dalton Rushing had the other 2. Mookie Betts also had a good day at the plate with 3 hits. Betts is batting .348 since August 5th. Sunday's win left the Dodgers and Padres tied for first place in the NL West with 31 games left in the regular season. The Angels were swept at home by the Chicago Cubs. They lost 4-3 to the Cubs on Sunday. The slumping Angels are now 8 games under 500 and start a 10-game road trip tonight at Texas. One of the top performances from the first weekend of the college football season was by an HBCU running back. North Carolina Central's Chris Mosley, a senior from Fort Worth, Texas, had 174 yards rushing and a touchdown on just 15 carries. Mosley helped North Carolina Central beat Southern University 31-14 in the MEAC SWAC Challenge in Atlanta. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., inviting you to join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley here on KBLA Talk 1580. As a law school graduate and a theologian with a firm grasp of our body politic given almost 2 decades in Congress, my show is the fresh new home of an authentic, uncompromised quest for transformation and salvation, both personal and collectively, as I vigorously interrogate the theological and symbolic meanings embedded in our society. I promise to leverage my knowledge of history, theology, and both international and domestic issues to imagine an inclusive vision for the future, which I hope will inspire all of us to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thinking about going electric? Now is the perfect time. Electric vehicles cost less to run, don't need gas, and need fewer repairs than gas-powered cars. You can also save with federal and state tax credits, and in some areas, qualify for rebates on home charging stations. To learn more, visit www.breathesocal.org. That's www.breathesocal.org.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent, and the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember,
No warrant, no key.
My privacy.
You don't have to speak. No lawyer inside.
don't say a thing.
Yeah, we all got rights.
Hey, we all got right. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Indeed. Thank you. I thank you for waking up with me. James Farr is also here, and you're invited in. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. That's the number if you got a thing to say about anything we're talking about or something else. Bottom line is that sitcom is no longer going to be set in Altadena, Pasadena. I don't know where they're going to put it. I don't know if that fixes the problem for residents, because the premise is still a fire and then they're displaced. And does it fix the problem for you?
I mean, yes and no, right? Again, with understanding that Kenyon Barris is from Altadena, it changes how I look at it. And I think people, the initial reaction, was kind of around the economy that's created. Is money going back? Are they supporting in any way? We just got to keep it a buck, right, Dominique? If the contractors you're hiring, the people hauling the dirt, everything else, there's a disaster economy happening, period. There's also disaster entertainment that comes out of this. You'll see documentaries, you'll see movies. We've seen it. I mean, right now, Katrina, 20 years, it's on every station and network. So I don't think it's fair that people wanted to assign that to them when others are doing other things. Now, I think what Tiffany Haddish did a few weeks ago with the gubernatorial candidate Stephen Klubeck was a political stunt, was casting people in a political video.
Okay, so for those who weren't following, because it's very Altadena.
Yes. So
Tiffany Haddish did
a couple of weeks ago,
giveaway.
she did a grocery giveaway, gave away $150 worth of groceries to people, announced it, next day type thing.
Is it anybody who showed up could get the groceries? That's
what it turned out to be. It in fairness to her, she said, she was addressing a food shortage and being hungry, and I believe her heart was in the right way. But when you do this event on the exact 7-month anniversary, right in the community where just around the corner folks lost their homes and everything. The impact is going to land there first. They announced it. 1,000 so people lined up on the hottest day of the year since the fire, right? Elders in line. Some people didn't get it.
Some people didn't get food.
Some people weren't able to get food, and then to act as a surrogate, and that was the question I raised on Conversation Live, Altadena Rising. Is this charity or surrogacy? When you're walking around a gubernatorial candidate who tells black folks don't steal, I'm paying for it, it just landed real shallow.
Wait, he said that?
On her live stream.
Oh my gosh. Well, actually, that was good because he exposed himself.
But
I mean, here's the thing. Are you saying that that Tiffany Haddish shouldn't have done that, or just that she shouldn't have brought that that candidate?
No, I think she should have done whatever her heart told her to do, right? I'm not telling her what her heart or should be. It's just that we're 7 months after this fire. There's a different way to get aid and relief to people that doesn't require them to be cast in a campaign video as extras and they don't even know that they're in on it. That was kind of the low part of it. Her heart was there. She could have contacted other local organizations. People could have picked up gift cards in a much more decent way. We're past having paper towels thrown at us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see the critique. I know from the charitable work that we do in Africa when we go with people is that there's an art to giving stuff away too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And sometimes if you go in without having that expertise, particularly culturally competent to the specific area where you're doing that work, you can cause more problems than you solve.
Right.
And I've seen that firsthand. You know, especially when people just are enthusiastic and they want to help, and then they don't take into consideration all of the conditions on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I would invite anyone who wants to do something on that level. And again, $150, 1,000 people, that's $150,000. So we're not talking about a whole lot of money, but it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. What do you mean?
What I'm saying, to a billionaire, that's not a lot of money, Dominique.
Tiffany Haddish is not a billionaire.
Michael Klubeck is a billionaire.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money.
It's chump change for him.
It's less than a day's interest, right? I would invite and challenge anyone, meet me at the local hardware store. Folks need hammers, they need nails, they need wood, they need drywall. There are other needs, right? Yes, there's a food shortage. I'm with that, but it just didn't land well.
I mean, and we know that Tiffany Haddish is doing work in the food space. I mean,
Sure.
She's got a grocery store that she's working on. This is a particular issue of hers. And from what I can tell, she's trying to break the food desert here in South LA. She was on the show talking about it. She's working with black farmers and other farmers. I think it's great work that she's doing. I don't know that, maybe she needs a political director to work with her.
I don't know
because I remember the trip to Israel, for example. She
Yes.
took a lot of critique because she went there and she only got the Israeli government side of the story. She didn't go to Gaza. She didn't have Palestinian contacts. And again, her heart was probably in the right place. But if she had a political director, someone would say, hey, Tiff, maybe we should have more than one side of the story here. Or, hey, maybe we should have, if we're getting this guy to underwrite this, maybe we should do it a different way, not make a video, or give the stuff out in an air-conditioned warehouse so people don't have to stand outside who are 80 years old or whatever.
Well, I think, and I don't know Tiffany. So this isn't a judgment.
I mean, I've met her several times.
I don't know her. I mean,
she's a kind person.
She
seems like a kind person.
I believe that her heart was in the very right place, but I think she just wasn't politically astute. That particular area, Altadena has an 80% voter turnout. That's black folks voting. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you look at Stephen Klubeck, billionaire who announced his campaign on election night, the night of the results, who is really running this as a marketing campaign, it just landed with someone that may have been naive about what the other implications.
Marketing campaign meaning what?
Meaning that
aren't all candidacies marketing campaigns? Or marketing yourself?
But disasters aren't supposed to be political theater.
No, they're not.
Yeah. If you want to come help, be there, help. But the introduction, the surrogacy, I hope you show up for us as governor. That's where the line got crossed.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to argue with that. Tiff, I'm available if you need a political director. So is James, by the way. He might be better at it because he'll. Anyway, Jerry Anderson says in the chat, situation comedies deal with touchy subjects all the time. Kenya Barris did it very well in Blackish and Grownish. Yes, delicate issue, but drives a good narrative. The rawness of the issue today won't be the same a year from now. Some art requires a long lead to be right on time.
Well, a whole neighborhood in Altadena got mad at me because to Jill I said, I believe they would deliver intellectually humorous comedy, right, with some message through lines.
And keep the topic alive.
Yeah,
okay.
I like like I said,
welcome to talk radio.
If
you don't make some people mad on any given day, you're not doing your job.
Yeah. I like their art. I like their brand.
Jerry says she doesn't need a political director. She just needs a real friend.
No, she just wasn't ready for this.
Well,
that's all.
As long as her real friend is politically sophisticated, yeah. She probably has real friends, but they're like, oh, Israel, let's go. Woohoo. Like, you need someone that reads the paper and has an analysis, or take some classes so you could learn how to do that yourself. Start with Dr. Melina Abdullah's class. Okay, I want to get your thought on, when we come forward, on these U.S. citizens. There's at least one in the Southland suing that's been detained by ICE, and how it's impacting you guys out there in Pasadena, Altadena. It's the protests aren't in the streets, but the issues, boy, they rage on. I'm Dominique DiPrima. That's James Farr. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Hey, bills happen. So when you need extra cash fast, go to billshappen.com. Have you been turned down? Are your credit cards maxed out? Do you have bad credit? Go to billshappen.com. All you need is a job and a checking account. You can find a lender and get up to $5,000 cash as early as tomorrow at billshappen.com. BillsHappen.com is the smart way to get a personal lender now. So if you need extra money for car repairs, medical bills, family emergencies, whatever you need cash for, go to BillsHappen.com and you can get the money you need as soon as the next day, up to $5,000. At BillsHappen.com, our process is safe, secure, and all online. No one to deal with in person, and Bills Happen does not charge you any fees to use our service. It's easy. When you need a lender, just remember, when bills happen, go to BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com for the cash you need now. BillsHappen.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, you are. James Farr is here. I'm Dominique DiPrima. You're invited in at 800-920-1580. Do not forget, you can tap in on all the socials at KBLA 1580. I'm at DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. James is at James Farr Live on everywhere. James's show, his own show, is every Saturday right after Black Lives Matter. This is not a drill, at 10 a.m. on Saturdays, and it's really doing an excellent job of tracking what's going on in Altadena, Pasadena. So you want to definitely tap in if you can. So there's a problem right now with these ICE raids. There's many problems, but one of them is that they're scooping up some U.S. citizens. Mm-hmm. And there's a group of U.S. citizens and one legal resident who are now suing the federal government because they were arrested and detained. Mm-hmm. 5 citizens, 1 permanent resident, say they were detained because of racial profiling. They're Latino, surprise, surprise. Their civil rights were violated. Now we understand I understand the Supreme Court is pondering whether or not to go ahead and grant ICE agents this broad authority to detain people just based on
they're playing with the Fourth
how
Amendment.
They look. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's suing as they should, right? I mean, that's where you have to get the redress and take it to the court. Not that we can trust the court. With what the president is doing and this administration is scaring people, shocking people, challenging the Constitution. They don't care, right? They're acting with impunity. This is the fascism that you spoke about, Dr. Abdullah has spoken about, and many of us have spoken about, this authoritarian type government.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting space to be in because, and I'm just going to speak straight as a black man, right? I'll be 52 in 2 weeks.
You just want to keep bringing up your birthday.
You know what? I'm grateful.
Happy birthday,
I am so grateful. Right? I am so. But this lands into why that gratitude shows up. But for the better part, let's just say since I was 10, the talk, right? When you have to become aware of that. I've existed in a space where I'm always concerned about the police.
Yeah.
I always see the police. You know what I mean? And so I've existed all of my life with that level of awareness, looking in the rearview mirror, being one time, just all the different things that come about. And so when I see this concern, which is right for people to be concerned, right? But I mean, like, where was that energy when it comes to anti-blackness? Where's that energy when it comes to seeing brothers curbed?
I mean, but to be fair, millions of people around the world marched about brothers being curbed and exactly what you're talking about in 2020.
I don't want to conflate Trump, the pandemic, and the murders that we saw into driving that. Those incidents of state violence and police being violence workers, again, that's back in my 52-year existence, my father's existence, his father's existence, so it's nothing new.
So are you saying that you don't feel sympathetic for what folks are going through being racially profiled and detained by ICE because you don't think Latino community has stood enough with black folks?
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm saying I've lived my entire life under that kind of condition, under that type of environment, under that type of politics. So I feel bad for anyone that has to experience that, right? It is.
Okay, I mean, I heard that part. I didn't get the but. Where is the but going?
The but is.
You say where's
it
that
ain't
energy?
new. This is nothing new, right?
It's new for these folks. I mean, it's new. Actually, it's new in the sense of having masked men scooping people up off the streets without even saying what agency they're from.
Well, to me, it's new that white folks care and have shown up in quite mass the way that they have, right? In a way that our brothers.
Is your perception that we don't have allies as black folks?
We do have allies, right? We have sympathizers. We have folks that show up conveniently. We have folks that, when I see folks with saltwater sandals going down to the No Kings protest, I think about sisters like you and Dr. Abdullah and Sister Sheila and Baba. Like, when I think of people who put their bodies on the line every day, this stuff is theater to me. I don't like it.
Okay, well, let's look at this guy, Javier Ramirez, arrested at his own business. And then he said, look, I have my passport. I was born in San Bernardino. And they did not care. They still detained him for 4 days. He's diabetic. He had no medicine. He was very sick. He was telling them they wouldn't check his blood sugar. I mean, I get that you've been living under that, but this is a person who is a U.S. citizen.
I am too.
As are you, allegedly. And I say that because my dad says, as black folks, we're not citizens until
we might find out.
Until we get the rights of citizens, until we get reparations and the rights of citizens. But anyway, yeah. So you're saying that's not new. So
stop and frisk.
So
Terry
stops. Like you.
It's not that I don't feel for how they are experiencing this, but when I have white folks walking up to me telling me how much worse things are going to be under Trump, I'm like, when have they ever been better? Like, this reality that you just realized has been all of my life.
But to be fair, they're worse for black folks too.
It's always been worse.
But, I mean, worse than they were under prior presidents, Republican and Democrat. I mean, because honestly, this idea that when he said in D.C. the police can do whatever they want and signed an order called Unleashing the Police.
But that's what most white people believe, that they can do. Even the most liberal ones, they believe the police are there to keep you safe. They signed on to this.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Their experience of police, other communities, particularly YT people, is that they see them as protectors and helpers.
Right.
Most of
them. They're violence workers.
But it's definitely escalated when you have a president who says the cops can do whatever they want, who is going around.
I disagree, and I'm speaking simply from the perspective of a black man. It's not
I'm not going to
worse.
argue
It's
with
the
you
same.
about. I'm not going to argue with you because I'm not a black man, so I can't speak from that perspective. But I will argue from this perspective. Before y'all elected this guy.
Before
y'all.
Not y'all. Which y'all you talking about?
Present company excluded. Y'all. Y'all. Our delegation, whoever did. We had Trevor Kirk going to jail.
Right.
Deputy Trevor Kirk on his way to jail for up to 10 years. But the Trump administration swooped in and gave him a post-conviction plea agreement. And so he got his stuff reduced to misdemeanors. He can go back to being a cop. That is a worse outcome. That would not have happened if we did not have this administration.
That's
and
polarizing. That's
one
isolating.
Example.
That is one example, but there
many.
are many examples. At least he is going to jail. There are many.
Maybe we don't know that.
He's going to jail.
We'll see.
He's going to do that time.
And the only reason that he will, if he does, is because a judge refused the Trump administration's next move, which was to dismiss the conviction. A judge refused to do that, and so a judge held the line.
Police been getting off for killing black people.
Yeah, most of the time they do.
Centuries.
but that cop wouldn't have if it wasn't for this president. And that cop was the subject of a new
do we blame
model that they're planning to use for every cop.
Do we blame the other previous presidents for police not being prosecuted?
Yeah,
convicted.
We do.
Okay, all right.
I'm just
saying, just keep
you,
the same energy,
I'm just
right?
telling you, it is worse. The white folks are right about that. It's worse. Just because they're just now noticing it, I feel your pain on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely, yeah. We have fewer rights now than we did 6 months ago. There's no question about that.
Yeah, okay.
Dang, there was another thing I wanted to talk to you about, but we are not going to have time.
We're not going to have time.
Oh, well, okay. It was that 5 journalists were killed in an attack on a medical hospital.
Now, why you want to talk about that?
We're journalists.
I don't want to.
I mean,
I don't want to give nobody no idea.
Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't bring it up then. We got 30 seconds. How you want to use it, James?
You know what, Dominique? I invite people to check out Conversation Live, Altadena Rising. Every Saturday, 10 a.m., we're the show of record and we're chronicling for the nation. I want to hear from people. I want to hear what they want to know more about what's happening in Altadena and around this recovery. And I want to say on record that this program on this station is the impetus for why I am on. So is that a nicer way of saying farm? I don't like that farm thing. It has plantation vibes.
Oh,
I just ain't feeling that.
I guess you're not a baseball fan.
I am. I'm a huge baseball fan, but I still don't like.
So is a baseball farm team a plantation?
Yes.
Make it make sense.
It is.
All right, James.
Exploited labor.
It's great to see you.
Absolutely.
And more on that next show. Congrats on your new show. Looking forward to the next episode. We've got Mindful Monday with Sahara Ali. Let's get ourselves together, people. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell says she doesn't believe Jeffrey died by suicide.
So you think he did not die by suicide, given all the things we just talked about?
I do not believe he died by suicide, no.
In newly released DOJ transcripts, she also says President Trump was a gentleman and denies ever seeing him act inappropriately with Epstein's victims. New York City mayoral frontrunner Zohran Mamdani